Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? It's Pip Surfer with another daily update for the Cowabunga system. Today is February 11, 2010. Hope you all are having a great day today, and just want to get right into it so we don't waste any time. First things first, if this is your first time watching these videos, you're going to want to click on the link right above it that says if this is your first time visiting this blog, read this first. If you click on that link, it's going to give you the rules to the system, the Cowabunga system. You're going to want to read this long page and then read it again, absorb it, learn it. And then when you think you have a good understanding of it, come back, and these videos are going to make a lot more sense, because otherwise you will get lost, and I don't want to waste your time. So it'd probably be better for you if you read the rules first and then come back, and you'll get a lot more value out of it. But for you regulars out there, just want to welcome you back. This is nothing new, and you know, oftentimes it gets into just this routine, and really that's what it is. That's what trading successfully is getting into a routine once you've found something that works for you. And so the Cowabunga system has been proven to work, so now we just follow the same routine over and over and over again until it becomes second nature, and then you can kind of trade this pretty easily. So first things first, I have my 15-minute, my 4-hour chart open. Of course, first thing I want to do is look at my 4-hour chart, and I'll move it back to before midnight so you can see what it looked like. Again, we had a trend change candle in the middle of our session yesterday. It changed the trend from up to down. At the start of our day, there were no new trend change candles since then, so the trend was still down, and we were looking only for short trades at the start of the day. If I move my chart forward, you can see that at the time of this post, there seems to be another trend change candle forming. This time it looks like it's going to be for an uptrend. But this candle doesn't close until 3 p.m. Eastern time, which is out of our trading time. So it won't affect us today. But if this trend change candle does take place, and no other trend change candles happen until tomorrow, then the trend will most likely be up for tomorrow. But as far as today is concerned, even though you can see just a bunch of sideways movement here, the trend did stay down, and as far as we are concerned for the Cowabunga system, we only look for short trades the entire day. Again, even though we see this new trend change candle forming, it won't close until 3 p.m., which is out of our trading time, so it doesn't really affect us for today, but it could affect us for tomorrow. So we'll just have to revisit it again once tomorrow starts. Okay, so now that I have my trend, I can go to my 15-minute chart, and I'll move this to before midnight again so you can see what it looks like. And before I start trading, first thing I want to do is take a look at my news. So you can go to babypips.com, click on the tools tab, and it's going to automatically bring up the news events for the day. Again, just make sure this drop down time zone bar is set to your correct time zone so that you have the right times to watch out for. Remember, the rules for our system is to not be in the market when news comes out. And again, we're just talking about news that affects the sterling or the dollar, because that is the currency pair we're trading. And today we just had a couple of news events. At 8:30, you can see we had a few U.S. reports coming out, retail sales and jobless claims. And then finally at 10 a.m. we had business inventories. So just a couple of news events for today, 8:30 and 10 a.m. Eastern time, both for the U.S. But I'm just going to jot that down on a notepad. You can do the same thing, or you can put an alert or set some kind of alarm up so that you can be reminded of when those news events come out. Alright, so now I'm about to start my day. I know I'm only looking for short trades. I know my news is at 8:30 and 10. I'm ready to begin. Now what I'm going to do is move my chart forward one candle at a time and simulate a trading day so you can get my thought process along the way. And remember, the goal is for you to start thinking pretty close to how I'm thinking when it comes to trading the Cowabunga system. That way there's few discrepancies. So that's really your goal from these videos, is to not have as many discrepancies between your trading and what I'm seeing on my charts. Alright, so let's move forward. Again, I'm only looking for short trades. So first things I want to look for is a crossover to the short side, and here we get it. This is at 1 a.m. Eastern time. Now I just look at my indicators. RSI is, let me just draw a 50 marker there real quick. Okay, it is below 50. Stochastics are trending down. However, MACD, if you look at from the candle before, was already negative. and that actually cancels out the signal. So no entry there. Remember, for a short trade, our MACD has to be positive and losing value, or positive and turning to negative. But in this case, it was already negative from the candle before. Therefore, it cancels out the signal. No entry there. So I stay out on that one. Just continue to watch it, and the market did drop there. And sometimes that can be a little frustrating. But again, you got to follow the rules, because the system is designed to give you the best chance possible to take a trade. So unfortunately missed out on that one, but again, it wasn't a signal, so really nothing to miss out there. Okay, so we see a retracement there, indicated by that crossover to the upside. So now that I know there's a retracement, I'm paying closer attention to my chart, because I know now I have a possibility of having a re-entry point. So I'm again looking for a crossover to the short side. And here I get it. This again is a crossover. RSI is below 50, stochastics trending down. This time MACD was positive from the candle before and is losing value. This makes this a valid entry. My news isn't until 8:30, and this candle closes at 6:30, so about 2 hours there of window time, which is okay. So I can enter at this candle, and you want to enter at the close of the candle or as close to it as possible. In this case, it's at 55.85. Your stop's going to be at the most recent swing high, which is at 56.17, and your target will be at the nearest 0 or 50 level. In this case, it's 55.50. So that gives us about 35 pips of potential profit, which is good enough. And now we can just let our trade roll. Again, if I'm not out of the trade by 8:30, I will exit, whether or not I'm positive or negative. So I'll just continue to move the chart forward. And you can see, unfortunately, we do get stopped out here. And so you take a loss and just jot it in the books for your record keeping. And unfortunately, it's a loss. You just kind of get over it and then move forward. You got to keep your head ready, because there is still time left in the day to look for more trades. Okay, so again, with that stop out, we see that again there's been a retracement. So I'm still paying close attention to the chart, because I know that I do have another possibility for a re-entry. So I'm paying real close attention to the chart. Again, looking for that crossover to the short side. And I'm watching it. And here, if I zoom up my chart even more, even though it is a doji, it is actually a crossover candle. Just barely crosses over. RSI is below 50. Stochastics are trending down. MACD is positive and losing value. So this is a valid entry. Now this candle is at 9 a.m., which means it closes at 9:15, which is only 45 minutes until our next news events, which is at 10 o'clock. But that only gives us about 45 minutes of window time for our trade. And again, I like to have at least an hour, but I will take it if I'm feeling aggressive, and I'm usually aggressive when there's a big trend going on. But you can see from the last couple of days we've had those trend change candles happening right around our trading time. So I'm a little conservative at this point, because I haven't seen a strong trend on our 4-hour chart. So I'm not going to take this one because it's only 45 minutes till our next news event. And again, I'm playing it a little safer because I haven't seen a nice strong trend. And again, that's where some of your discretion comes into play. And you know, it depends on your trading personality as well. So for me personally, because I'm being conservative at this point because of that range market environment, I'm not going to enter this one. And hopefully you kind of picked up on that as well. Remember, you got to look at the big picture all the time. The rules are there as a foundation, but again, you have to use your mind, your thinking caps, and just pay attention to what else is going on into the market, and don't be so hard focused just on the system. Okay, so for me, no entry there, and I know news is coming out at the close of this candle. So there's our 10 o'clock news. Again, it doesn't really affect me because I'm not in the market. Again, I'm still only looking for short trades, even though, you know, the 4-hour chart may be doing something else. There's a retracement there, so I'm paying attention to the chart. Again, it's 11:30, 11:45 now. I'm probably not going to take a trade because it is noon, and noon is when we stop looking for entries. So that's pretty much it for today. Again, to recap, we had the first possible entry wasn't an entry because MACD didn't line up. Our second entry we did enter, unfortunately we took a loss. And the third possible one I didn't enter because I'm playing it conservative due to the range bound market. So again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'll try to answer them as best as possible. But that's pretty much it for today's update. I'll see you all in the next one. Cowabunga, dudes.